Hey YouTube, we're back with another video. We're putting new struts on the car today on my 97 Toyota Camry. I've already pre-loosened all the bolts just for the sake of the video, keep everything moving fairly quick. I'll show you. We've got 1, 2, 3 bolts here, nuts and undo here. We've got one here for the sway bar end link. There's another for this sway bar end link down here. 2 here and 1 here, and then this plastic clip. Okay, let me tell you, I've already done the other side and I made a mistake over there. Before you take the shot, try to take the shock out, you want to have this sway bar end link done and completely out of the car. It'll make it to where you can't get the shock out, and it's aggravating. Alright, so let's get started. Can y'all see? Yeah. Let's see. Definitely. By the way, YouTube, I spent almost 800 bucks on all these parts. We've got both front struts and the rear, and sway bar links for all of it. Then we still gonna do some other things like oil changes, a couple of things with the heater core, but all that'll be in other videos. And hopefully we'll get back to our normal everyday project videos. You don't want to lose your nuts or bolts. Got out of the way. Okay, we've got everything clear here. These sway bar end links, they well, that one's already loose. I'll have to show you when I get it out. They tend to want to spin on you. They're kind of like a ball joint. If you've never messed with them, you want to clamp your pliers back there just like that. At that second, there'll be a list of needed tools in the end of the video, or in the description if I don't forget. If not, there's other videos that'll tell you. And also, when you do this, when there's weight on the car, the sway bar and the sway bar end links get tension on them. You want to have both wheels off the ground to do this. None of the other videos that I watched before I decided to try this and mentioned that, and that's how I made my mistake. They didn't say you definitely wanted both wheels off the ground. Okay, what I was talking about, these things, well, that one is wore out. Might be where some of my wheel jump is. Look at that. But when we clamp the pliers on, we're clamping on right, well, probably more on this end, yeah. We're clamping on right here to keep everything from spinning on us. Just turn the nut off. Okay. Just put these nuts and bolts on there. I don't want them to get spread around in my yard, YouTube. Be picking them up months later, wondering what in the world these fell off of. You know. The sway bar on the other side probably wasn't bad. The ball joints in it was still pretty tight. But we bought new ones, so we put on new ones. Okay, like I said, I've already loosened these bolts, so and I think I left my ratchet over there, YouTube. Hold on. Alright, I hope y'all can see okay. That sun, it's getting late, so in the day, so these, when you put them back on, they torque to 159 pounds. I'm having an easy time because I loosened everything before I started just to make the video go a little quicker. Magnetic tray for all you little automotive nuts and bolts sure is a good thing to have, YouTube. You know, some of these things are specialized fasteners that you won't buy in any normal old hardware store. Some of them you might not buy at all. So, you know, use your magnetic tray so you don't lose nothing. We'll do the rear shocks, struts, and stuff tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow's video. By the way, $800 is the price of with me buying the cheapest shocks that I could get without having to order them online. I could have kept this product right around $300 if I'd have done it online, but I didn't want to wait any longer. So the suspension was pretty bad on the car. Well, it was getting pretty bad, I should say. Bad enough that I was getting nervous about driving the car anymore. Okay, that bolt trying to be a pain in my rear end. Surprised my little gray kitten ain't come running around to say hey. She kind of seems to like to come around and get in the video when I make videos. You know what? Let's try something a little different, YouTube. In the 1A Auto video, they kind of used a tool to kind of bump these out a little bit. And that's what I'm fixing to do too. By the way, that ratchet's broken, so I'm not worried at all about it, YouTube. Some of the YouTube armchair mechanics in the future is gonna, in the future of this video, gonna get all over me, cuss me out, berate me, tell me I don't know anything. For nothing, because I use a broken wrench as a hammer. That's the downside of making YouTube videos. There's always that one person out there that knows absolutely nothing, but they know it all in their minds, and they try to tell you, and then you know it's pretty aggravating when they're out there spreading bad information about a given subject, and then somebody like me knows that it's bad. You know, that aggravates the crap out of me. You just have to get that out of there as best you can, YouTube. Alright, there's 3 nuts and bolts up top here, so you don't have to, well, I guess I'll just pick the 14. Yeah, I'll take y'all with me to see me unloosen them. like I said, I loosened everything up before I turned the camera on, so. I didn't film taking the wheel off or jacking the car up. I figure if you're watching my channel, you probably already know how to do that. Yeah, I guess y'all can see that. Sorry for the shaky camera, guys. Alright, hang on. I'm just gonna... Yeah. Oh. Alright, well, those 3 bolts are out up top that I showed you. Now it's just a matter of finagling this thing out of here. See, these things, they're pretty well done. These are supposed to be way down here, but they're not. So let's grab our new one. I've already compared them and they do appear to be the same. So yeah, on your new ones, the nuts and bolts that come off this top here, they're same thread, I believe. Well, actually, let's find out. Are they the same thread and thread pitch? Yeah, they're the same thread and thread pitch, but the outside diameter is like 15 or 16 or something like that. They're bigger than the factory. Just so you, just in the interest of y'all knowing that. All right, let's grab the new one. Hold on, YouTube. Alright, we'll just get rid of that sticker that tells me not to mess with that center nut because everything is under tension. I guess there are actually people out there that need that kind of warning. Replacing these things with everything, just an assembly, sure would be a hell of a lot safer than trying to use a spring compressor, you know, and compress the spring and everything. You know, and you know, we're just replacing a shot. Y'all gonna have to deal with seeing my butt and my legs for a minute while I lift this thing up and start one of the bolts. I'm sorry, YouTube. Okay, that's got that, YouTube. Bolts is started. We'll just move this stuff. Oh, by the way, you don't want to damage any of this stuff. It's for your ABS and everything. It won't make you not have brakes if you break something, but yeah, your stuff won't work right. Where did it? Oh, there it is. Okay, see if we can't run that in a little bit. It would be so nice to have air tools, YouTube. Really nice. A lift would be nice too to do all this. These holes are not threaded holes, but it seems to work trying to thread them in like that when they're really tight like this. Oh, there, got that one to do. Go in most of the way for me. Sitting here screwing this bolt for so long. I know I'm probably going to hear some jokes about some really rude jokes, but I'm not going to make those jokes. I'm sure my brother Thomas will get in the comments and make those jokes for me. If Thomas don't, the other fella I work with, Buster Fordham, and no, Buster Fordham is not really his name. That's just it's just something we say to each other at the shop. It's kind of a nickname, you might say. If I said half the things on YouTube that we say at work to each other, I'd get kicked off YouTube for life. I told someone once a while back that we were a bunch of middle-aged juveniles, and I wasn't kidding at all. My neighbors are probably looking at me like, why in the world is he just sitting out there talking to himself? Ah well, my neighbors already know I'm about half shot out, so. I mean, you know, I'm a monkey. I'm dating a cat. You know I'm half shot out. Okay, YouTube, it's finally coming through there. Well, look, YouTube, would y'all rather have watched a video of where they edit out all this and you think it's really think it's a 10-minute job? Or would you like to see all that really goes into something like this? I have not bought editing equipment yet, so I will not be able to edit these videos much. Okay. Alright, where's that 22 mil wrench? There it is. Go ahead and tighten these puppies on down now that I've gone through. And, you know, YouTube, there's always the threat of smashing your finger against the brake rotor. Seems like everything I do, I smash my fingers at least once. Tight enough for now. I won't film myself torquing these down because of the way that I'm gonna have to do it. I wouldn't recommend that way to anybody, so I won't film that part, but y'all see all the reassembly. I'm not physically capable of torquing these things to 159 pounds with just my brute monkey muscles. But I'll get them torqued, you can believe that. Alright, now let's get, well, no, we got to put the swart end link on. Right over here behind you, YouTube. Why was y'all sitting there hiding it from me? Y'all as bad as a cat about hiding stuff from monkeys. Get in there. Get. Fine, man. I'll put you in there like what? I guess you ain't exactly wanting to go in the hole, was you? These are nylon washers. Actually, are they as big as, well, I don't know what I've done with the old ones, but I think these are actually bigger than the, yeah, these are actually bigger than the factory originals as well. I'm sorry, YouTube, to block your view like that, but I gotta get in here and be able to see what I'm doing. I should probably fix the oil leak in this car. Okay. Alright, I believe those were 17 mil. We're fixing to find out. Yeah. The original one, end links were just a, I don't know, they've got a, keep them from spinning. I just noticed that these have got a hex end in them to where you could put an Allen wrench in them. But I believe they were so tight that you wouldn't have been able to try to turn them out using, by holding them with an Allen wrench. I believe it'd turn and hurt your hand. I'd probably stick with the vice grip method. Oh Lord, somebody's got music going. I hope y'all can't hear that. That's the last thing I need to do is get a copyright strike over some drunkard back there behind me playing music loud. that for that. Be sure we got that one plenty tight. Well, if we don't injure ourselves first, it's tight enough. Alrighty. Put all that just goes right here. Well, I see it does. There it goes. The way it's all angled and contoured, this little clip will only kind of go right back exactly where it belongs. Yeah. Can't believe that they put that much time and effort into a clip that literally all it does is hold the wire back off from the rotor. Japanese quality, I reckon. Although they could have spent, with these cars, they could have spent a little more quality time with the wiring. That's the only downfall to these Toyotas. The wires that they all use in these are some thin wires. Once they start having electrical problems, you might as well just hang it up and go get yourself a different car. I saw an older Camry going down the road today. The guy had trailer towing lights rigged up to it, I guess because he couldn't get his other lights working or something. They had them sitting up on the tailgate. Not the tailgate, the trunk lid. Alright, and why ain't you going in there? You come out of there. There you go. And I'm only tightening this bolt that holds all this stuff in place about as tight as it came from the factory. Okay. Alright. Yeah, no wobble on that. Can't complain not one bit about that. That's going to drive a heck of a lot better. Okay, YouTube. Thank y'all for watching. I would appreciate it if y'all would go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let's see if we can get on up there enough to get us these videos monetized. You know, I just spent about $750, $760, $780, something like that on these parts, and I'd have spent a whole lot more if I had to let a shop do it like I had originally thought. But okay, YouTube, thanks for watching. Let's subscribe and get on up there where we can monetize these videos. Well, you know what, YouTube, it ain't quite over yet. Y'all got to see me tighten up those 3 nuts up top. Oof. Well, you might just see me tighten one. Well, you know, YouTube, there's 3 nuts up here to be tightened. So, you know, obviously, I hope y'all would tighten all 3 of them. Alright, now I will see y'all later. Bye, YouTube.